But episode 5 of Drive Like a Girl. Bye. Leave that now.
I'm Aston Martin.
Well done!
Did I get it right?
No.
Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Jess?
I'm great. I was severely hungover this morning.
No, you ran into my room and you were like, I'm as fit as a daisy.
I'm as fit as a daisy. And I was. You know when sometimes you're hungover and you wake up and you feel just fine? Like I felt really fine and I was like, okay, great. Filming the podcast tonight. Fun.
Feeling good. Feeling fresh.
And then fell asleep, didn't I? For about an hour.
Burnt
And that just,
some mushrooms.
I had, left my mushrooms in the oven. They're burnt to a crisp.
It was
bad.
Quite
But
funny. You had the oven on full force as well.
Yeah, because I basically was making myself a fry up and I was like, shit, I need to cook the mushrooms really quickly. So I was like, I bang them in the oven, full heat, they can just cook a little bit, get a bit crispy. Completely forgot about them, had my fry up, went to sleep, nearly burnt the house down. And then I just felt even worse.
You wouldn't have burnt the house down.
No,
someone would have
not.
woken up to that burn.
Yeah, I'm sure. How's your week been?
What has even happened this week? What have
you
working.
done? Yeah, working. Boring.
I literally, like last
Nothing
time we were like
else.
Easter, I was like,
Yeah.
you'd been to Croatia. I've not gymmed.
Have you not? I thought you did.
I've not gymmed once this week.
That's fine. We can go together this week. I'm doing 8 till 5.
Yes, yay.
So we can go tomorrow.
Okay,
Do you want
good.
to go tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I'm so stressed. Oh well, I need to not stress about the gym.
No, not at all. I don't think you should ever stress about not going to the gym. There's no point. Life's too short.
I
It
know.
really doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but I've got this holiday, and I know it still doesn't matter, but
Yeah. But that's the thing. When you're on holiday, no one is looking at what you look like.
Yeah.
They're either caring what they look like or they're just enjoying their holiday, and it's not about that.
no.
And realistically, what you see online of girls in bikinis, like on Instagram and stuff, that's realistically not what you see when you go to a beach, is it?
Yeah. And also the thing is that everybody has their own insecurities as well, so
Yeah.
like that picture that you see on Instagram that you probably idolize is probably one of 1,000 that whoever posted that didn't like the other like
Exactly.
999.
Exactly.
Because when I do that, and they're probably feeling bad about themselves when they don't need to be, because you're
Yeah.
like idolizing them, and then they're probably idolizing someone else, and it's just like a chain
Yeah.
of everybody feeling shit when they don't need to.
It is. And we're all going to pose in a certain way to make our bodies look better.
Yeah.
Let's be real. But anyway.
But
We
anyway.
I could go on a tangent about that forever, but I'll
that's a
still
good
feel like insecure. I
Yeah.
come with the best advice, but I really need to take it on
Yeah, I
myself.
don't listen to myself.
Yeah.
No.
That is, I think, most people's downfalls.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Anyway.
we are going. It was what, Chinese Grand Prix?
Yes, in Shanghai. First time back since 2019.
Crazy.
So yeah, really, really crazy. I found a fun fact about the Chinese Grand Prix like track. The circuit is designed to look like the Chinese symbol for Shang, which means upwards.
Okay.
So that's a nice fun fact about the
Yeah.
Chinese track.
All I've heard about the Chinese Grand Prix is that, yeah, they haven't had a race there for a really long time. And so many of the drivers are new to it. They've never raced there before. Everyone was saying that this race was going to be crazy and loads of things were going to happen and people, whatever. And I had a dream that literally Daniel Ricciardo came third, got P3. So when I woke up,
We are a Daniel Ricciardo like love podcast.
Yeah, but I literally said the other day he needs to go out.
He does need
but
to.
I'd
But
still
now we're
love
dreaming
him.
about him winning.
Now I'm dreaming that he's getting P3.
Well, no,
I mean, why am I dreaming about that?
We said on a couple podcasts ago that the rumour was that Helmut Marko had given Daniel an ultimatum, and if he hadn't improved by Miami or like by China, he would be out for Miami and Liam Lawson would be in. And like in this race, Liam was on the pit wall for
Again.
RB today, yeah. And they just kept like flicking to him. Like this storyline, they're really loving it in
They
F1
are.
because they're just like, there he is, Liam Lawson again, just
Yeah.
waiting for his seat, and then Danny Rick again did not perform.
The cameramen play to us so well. Like with all the stuff that happened with Christian Horner as well.
Oh yeah.
They were
They
in
know.
the first race back, and then they showed him and his wife straight away when Max won, and like just plain to
Yeah.
us.
I think another thing with the cameraman, which is like the drama of the week, which isn't really no drama at all, is the whole like Fernando Alonso and Taylor Swift thing. Because last year, when it was happening, the commentators were literally loving it and egging it up the
Really?
whole time. So this came from absolutely nowhere. Like, I remember it happening and being like, this is the most ridiculous piece of tea I've ever heard, because it's just so obviously not true. And the commentators were literally dropping like, oh, that was a blank space, and like
No
different
way!
Taylor Swift
I
like
didn't know
lines into their
that.
commentary, and it was so funny. You gotta go like watch some clips of it because it was actually hilarious.
I didn't
But
know
then
that.
like it just kept egging on because Fernando, he's a little cheeky minx, was never like denying it.
Yeah,
He was kept
of
being
course.
asked.
They want the most airtime they can get.
Yeah, exactly.
They want everyone to be talking about them.
And
They
I
don't
feel
want to
like-
be forgotten about like Logan Sargent.
Oh, bless him. But no, Fernando knows how to play the thing, and he's quite like, whoever his social media person is, quite good, because he's very good on like jumping on trends on TikTok. And then that's how it's like resprung this week, because Taylor Swift mentions Aston Martin in her song and everyone's like, confirmed, including me.
We literally did that today. That
Yeah,
TikTok.
go check out
It's
our
confirmed.
TikTok.
Go check it out.
But yeah, and then Fernando was like, did a TikTok to that sound, which just resurfaced everything. But I just think that's hilarious, and that just shows again, like we were saying, F1 know how to stir the pot. They know we're really here for the tea.
Yes.
So
Everyone loves the drama. But you're going to
man.
be talking about the race and giving us a rundown today. It's your turn.
I hope I do as good of a job as you did last week. You absolutely
Of
smashed
course
it.
you will.
You're a great storyteller, Jess.
Am I?
Yeah.
I don't think. No, that's not true.
Well, I've got like a blimmin' long note section, because this week was a hefty one, and there's lots to cover because it was a sprint race, and the first sprint
Yeah.
race of 2024. But I'm going to try and rattle through it, and then we're going to play
Okay.
some games.
We are going to do some games. Woo! Okay,
Should I get into it?
go into it. Go for it. You got this.
Already told you the fun fact about the Chinese Grand Prix circuit. We haven't had it since 2019 because, and I can't believe we're still saying this in 2024, but because of the coronavirus. In 2020, the country obviously shut down and completely changed its rules to stop the spread of COVID, and we haven't gone back to China since then. And the cars, the rules and regulations have completely changed. That was a lot of the worry beforehand.
Yeah, I heard a
because-
lot about that.
Yeah, the drive, and like most of the drivers, like think Lando Norris,
Yeah,
George Russell,
yeah.
some of the really young ones have never driven on this course, and it being a sprint race meant that they didn't get the same number of practices that they would on a normal race. So people were a bit worried about that. I think it was fine. Honestly, I think that was kind of blown out into proportion. Like you said, you kind of were expecting a bit more.
Yeah, like a lot of people were pushing it and saying like, this is going to be a crazy race. We're going to see so much. Did we?
I think there was like, well, we'll get into it. There was some like dramatic moments, but a lot of the drivers, I think, just like went under the radar. But yeah, Lewis Hamilton has won the most pole positions in China, and the first Grand Prix was in 2004. Nuts. How old were you in 2004, Jess?
4.
Oh shit. Yeah, you were born in 2000, which makes making your age so
I get it so easy.
You do.
Everyone asks me, how old are you in that year? Don't have a second to think about it. I was 4. How old were you, Sammy?
6.
I was not into F1 at 4, I can't lie.
Crime. Kind
Kind of wish I was, though. I wish I got into it really young, just like watching
Imagine,
it.
yeah. One of our flatmates, her dad was really into it, so she kind of grew up on it.
Yeah.
But then was like, because her dad was into it, she was like, nah, I'm not.
Yeah. Like, I never wanted to watch the football games when my stepdad was watching it. 'Cause
It's
I
just
was
not
like,
seem. It doesn't seem like a
I-
space for you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
seem like a safe
Yeah.
space
Yeah,
necessarily.
it can be, definitely. But I feel like when you're young, you're just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was weird. I felt like, because it's always kind of seemed like, as much as it isn't now, I don't think, and well, I hope not anyway, but it's more for boys, like sports. It just genuinely is when you watch it. You know, you see the crowds, it's full of men, and as a little girl growing up in sport, you're kind of just a bit like, oh.
Representation like does matter, because again, like, you don't see yourself there. You think that you're excluded from that space.
Yeah.
So, but we're gonna try and change it.
Well, it's lovely to see already so many women on TikTok like that follow F1.
Yeah, it's
This
a really cool community to
I
be a
love
part
it. I
of.
love it. Yeah.
Pardon me.
We need to make some friends
Yeah, we do.
in the F1 girly community. 100%.
So, and also it's a home race for Zhou Guanyu, which was
Love
really,
Zhou
really
Guanyu.
cute.
Oh.
And I think he's the first ever Chinese F1 driver to have been able to drive there, or like ever. That's what I've got here. I know, crazy. So it was like a big, big moment in history.
Yeah, I bet.
But onto the sprint race.
Okay.
So
What is a sprint race for anyone who doesn't know?
yes. So a sprint race only happens, I think we've got 6 scheduled for this year. So it doesn't happen every weekend. And its aim is to kind of inject some excitement into F1. So this year we've got, like I said, 6 races, which take up a quarter of all the events. And a sprint race is 100 kilometers long, which is about a third of a normal Grand Prix distance. So this should only last 30 minutes compared to a normal race, which is like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So it's a much, much quicker time span. This has been done on purpose, so it's more dynamic rather than strategic. Designed for us, especially.
I didn't watch it though.
No, it was because it was like, this was awkward times for us.
It is awkward times, but we can't complain because we have it good most of the time.
Yeah, I know. But what's interesting, there's no mandatory pit stops in sprint race because it's so quick. So you kind of can like try and last that time in one tyre. Like a pit stop will really kind of slow you down. They're not banned though. You can do it, but it's just like a severe disadvantage. Why would you want to? So the places chosen for sprint races, like Shanghai, are those that have the best overtaking potential. So you wouldn't want to have a sprint race in like Monza, for example, because Monza is so bad for overtaking. It's on the streets, so when you're there it's very, very difficult to overtake. Like that's why qualifying for a race like Monza is so important, because you're very likely to just stick in those positions because you don't have those opportunities to overtake. But for a sprint race, they want those drivers to be fighting for positions. They want the overtaking opportunities. They want the long straights. And the places where sprint races are happening this year is China, Miami. So the next race is also a sprint race. Austin, Qatar, Austria, and Brazil. So those are all the sprint races.
I'll be making sure to watch those ones.
Yeah, I think when there's one,
because obviously I've never seen a sprint race before.
No.
This is the first ever races I've ever watched, really.
Yeah.
I saw like a couple when I was younger. My uncle, he watched. I remember going around sometimes and it was on. But I remember looking at the like leaderboard score and being like, it just looks so technical.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, but it is. I still looked at that. I now understand parts of it for them breaking down, particularly the time stamps. I think that is what really, because numbers, scary.
Yeah, literally. And I just remember looking at it thinking, whoa, and then
disengage.
All I heard was Lewis Hamilton. That's all I knew. Lewis Hamilton.
A sprint race is not only shorter in time, but there's like less points available, so only the top 8 get points compared to a normal race where the top 10 get points.
Oh, okay.
The also number of points in a normal race and a sprint race differs. So whoever's in first place gets the maximum of 8 points, and then it goes down consecutively. Those are extra points that on a normal weekend would never be up for grabs. So you want to do well, and it being a sprint weekend completely changes up the structure of the Grand Prix. So normally, obviously, a Grand Prix happens over 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we've got the 3 practices, FP1, 2 and 3, qualifying, and then the race. But with a sprint weekend, it's still done over the 3 days. So we scrap 2 of the practices, FP2 and FP3. We still do FP1, but that's the only practice they get. So that's what was the drama with this weekend, because they were like, we've not done on this track for 5 years, we've not had enough practice. Scary times. So a sprint qualifying session takes the place of FP2 on the Friday. So you'll have FP1 and then you'll have the sprint qualifying session. And then the sprint qualifying happens very similarly to normal qualifying. The sprint race happens on the Saturday morning, replacing FP3 before the qualifying for the actual race.
Yeah. Okay.
So they've got 2 big races on one weekend.
It's time for the rundown.
The sprint quali, I will quickly run through that. It was looking absolutely fine, standard, but then the rain hit and completely changed the entire race, meaning that the drivers had to, basically it was a race between who could do the best slow lap, because the rain came, it just was like really dangerous, and suddenly they had to go on the wets instead of like racing and going fast. It was just people being really careful and cautious, so it was like who's driving the best out of everybody doing slow laps.
Okay.
Norris kept having his time deleted, so he kept having really, really fast times, and then it was like deleted because he went completely off track, which is not allowed in qualifying.
What?
He just like, I don't know, like went wide on a corner, went completely off into the gravel on the side, so which meant that he got a fast time, but then that was deleted, and then it happened again, deleted, but then they reinstated it, so that was a bit dramatic and weird. It was great for him because he ended up getting P1 in the qualifying, and then Hamilton got P2.
Yay!
I know. So like,
Go
when do you
Lewis.
see that?
Yeah.
That was great for them. And then we head into the sprint race. Lando in P1, Hamilton in P2. All exciting. A different lineup, different front row, and then ruined. Lando went in kind of like too hard straight away. He was fighting Hamilton, and then immediately couldn't keep up, was kind of pushed to the side, was overtaken by like 5 people. That could have been an exaggeration, but yeah. So that was really sad for him. It could have been his first race win ever. I know, we're really rooting for him, aren't we?
I'm really rooting for him to get a win.
But I feel it, you know?
I think everyone feels it, and I think everyone is rooting for him, definitely.
Then Hamilton was in P1. Again, not for long. The radio came on, and his mechanic was telling him, like, this, look who's coming up behind you. Verstappen's behind you. And Hamilton just was like, I know who it is. I know. You don't need to tell me. I can see who it is. And then Verstappen was able to get past because Hamilton locked up and Max got DRS and overtook. Same old story. Same.
Bye. Leave that now.
Carlos and Alonso were fighting, and that was proper racing wheel to wheel, but they were so concentrating on themselves. Sergio Perez just was like, whoop, past them.
Oh, really?
And literally overtook both of them. And then Carlos was then fighting with Charles, and they touched wheels. They were so close, and Charles was literally like, what the fuck? It was dramatic. So Carlos got into a bit close.
Are they getting on? Are they not? What's your opinion on that? Because the last time we talked about that.
I really don't want to believe that they're not getting on.
No, they probably are. But I haven't heard much about that since.
No, there's not really been much drama, but I haven't seen them, like, you know, collab or do anything necessarily, like,
He is leaving though, like.
True. The race ended with Max winning, then Lewis second, which is nice for Lewis.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were going to say that.
No, he managed to keep it
Okay.
in the bag. I'm also going to rush through the qualifying for the real race. Logan Sargent was out. He spun out and caused there to be a yellow flag. Carlos also spun out. He had his 2 back wheels go into the gravel, and that caused him to span out across the track and then straight into the barrier, causing there to be a red flag.
Oh, okay.
He manages to get second fastest for Q3.
Okay.
So that was good. Carlos is in P2 in Q3, but then Charles overtook him. Oh my god, okay, this is the dramatic bit. Forget everything else, none of it matters. This was what was dramatic in qualifying. So,
Tell me.
Max is in first place, right?
Okay.
Whatever, ignore, duct tape that. But then, Carlos is in Q2, but then Charles overtook him. He gets a faster place, so then Charles is in P2.
Okay.
But then we're like, woo, brilliant. Piastri gets a faster lap. Piastri is in P2. So then Charles bumps down. But then Norris gets a faster lap. Norris is in P2.
Oh.
But then Alonso gets a faster lap. Alonso's in P2.
Alonso.
And then Perez gets a fast lap and Perez in P2. So everyone from, like, how many people is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everyone from P2 to P7, all of those people were at some point in P2, and then they all outdid each other. Oh. And it was very dramatic watching it at the time, because it was literally like that. It was like, and Charles is now in P2. Yeah. And no, wait a second, Piastri
I wish I watched that.
So that was very good.
I wish I watched that. I'm annoyed.
Oh well.
That's one thing that's just reminded me what I said when I said I couldn't remember what I was going to say earlier about Fernando Alonso and Taylor Swift. I thought he had a wife and kids.
I don't think he
He
does.
does.
Does he? Did you Google it?
No, but Google it right now because I'm pretty
I thought he
sure.
was like Alonso was married to Raquel de Rosario, the lead singer of Spanish pop band El Sueno de Morfeo. God, my Spanish roots are literally screaming at me. He was engaged, to Spanish television presenter Lara Alvarez from 2015 to 2016 and dated Italian model Linda Morselli from 2016 to 2021. This is all sponsored by Wikipedia.
Wait, so he doesn't have a wife and kids?
I don't think. Well, he might have kids. Does not have any
No,
children.
who was that then? No, I'm getting it wrong.
In 2018, he mentioned that his dedication to the sport had left him with no friends, no family, no free time, no privacy, no wife, and no kids. That's depressing.
Anyway,
Hamilton was out. So, despite being P2 in the sprint race, he then gets out in Q1 of the qualifying, and he's P18.
yeah, I wondered where this was going because I do know where he started in the race. I do know that. And so I was thinking when you were saying he was doing really well, I was thinking,
what
what
the
the hell happened then? That's not good.
No.
P18, I'm sorry. That is terrible. And he's won how many Chinese Grand Prix? 6.
He's the title holder for most wins at that course. But it's this car. You know, he's cursing this car. And this is a completely different car to the last time they raced there. But how often can we blame it on the car?
I don't know. In his circumstance, 100%.
Blame it on the car?
Yeah.
I don't know what Ferrari's thinking. No, I know what Ferrari's thinking, but I want to know what they're thinking right now, you know?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Like Carlos being so good and where he's at.
And he knows the car. He's doing well.
Yeah. Whereas Hamilton loved the guy.
But he's going to have to learn the new car. And he might be absolutely fine, but
so that was the qualifying and then straight into the race. A lot of dramatic things happened in this race. Lando Norris, having had a pretty miserable sprint, he was not really looking forward to the real race. He said this after he was like completely betting against himself, which is so sad to hear.
Not a good mindset.
No, but he completely turned it around. He started off absolutely brilliantly. Fernando Alonso pushed way too hard. His wheels were already wearing out. And this was a crazy strategy from the team because Lando could have tried to overtake Fernando, but the team were like, nah, look, we can see that he is using those wheels too hard. Stay there. Your chance will come and you will be able to overtake him easily and take that space. So,
well done.
Yay for Lando. Gasly had a 20-second pit stop because something hit one of the mechanics. Yeah, right? That's dramatic. I was literally...
Oh my God.
I was in the toilet when this was happening. And my boyfriend was literally like, something's just hit a mechanic, it looks like. And I was like, what? He tried to drive off while they were still putting the tyre on.
Oh, fuck.
And something went off and hit the mechanic. But then, drama struck. Bottas goes off the track. Engine failure. He just drives straight off the track. And then there's a virtual safety car. Lando was very, very annoyed. I've literally got here, he was pissed with 3 S's and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 D's because he called it. Obviously, I think he saw what happened to Bottas and was like, there's going to be a virtual safety car, call me into the pit, because you save a lot of time pitting under a safety car or a virtual safety car.
You do.
Because, like, compared to when you'd pit in a normal race, you're taking out that time. You're going to be many positions behind when you come out. But in a virtual safety car, everyone's slowed down.
Yeah.
Everyone is bunched up in a normal safety car. So you've got that kind of extra time. You don't have to worry about losing so many positions. Lando said this. They did not call him in. He drove past the entrance to the pit and then they called the virtual safety car. So he thought at that time that he'd lost the opportunity to save time, and he was
Fuming.
at that point, like, I think P1 maybe still, or P2. So yeah, pretty fuming. But in the end, it was okay because the virtual safety car ended up lasting a long time. So Lando came back in time to then still go in. So it was fine, but bit fuming, and an interesting there to know about how important it is to like use that time. The virtual safety car ended up lasting a long time because, and it was so funny. Oh my god, Jess, I have to show you this video I took while we were watching the race, because Bottas's car was just like stuck in gear. So they had like, I'm probably exaggerated, but like 10 people like trying to stop this car. Look at all those people on Bottas's car just trying to get it to like stop or get out of gear. I thought that was really funny.
Kick Sauber's cars.
I know, man.
Not good.
They had like a 3-second pit stop today.
Okay, that's better than last time.
Yeah, you know, they're doing better. Last time it was like 4.
Yeah,
The
4
time
seconds.
before that was like a
their quickest.
minute.
Yeah.
So I don't think that whole situation was managed well. Obviously, like I mentioned, the stewards took a long time to call the virtual safety car. I think because, I mean, the commentators theorized that it was maybe because they were waiting to decide how they would approach taking his car off the track.
Okay.
But like, really, they should have called the virtual safety car straight away and then made those decisions, or like thought about that.
Do you think it's because they haven't raced there in a few years? They're just like, they don't know how to go about it. I don't know. Maybe that could have been a reason why.
Yeah, like the protocol or something is like different. They don't know. But like, it just like, surely you should just call it first. I think that was like badly managed.
Which, is that the FIA again?
Yeah.
So what, I feel like there's just a lot with the FIA that I just
don't understand.
They're not. Yeah, I don't get it.
Definitely a bit of mismanagement there, because again, that affected a lot of other drivers' strategies. And then because it lasted so long and the stewards really couldn't get Bottas's car out of gear, a full safety car was then put on. So that meant all the drivers then bunched up behind the safety car. Okay, so earlier I was like, I couldn't remember whether Lando was in P1 at this point or P2. So he was in P2. Max was in pole position and he had like a 20-second lead time. Classic. But with the actual safety car being called, he was about to lose those 20 seconds ahead, which meant he had to pit, because with those 20 seconds, he's chilling. He can pit whenever he likes. He can make those wheels work for him as long as possible. But now with the safety car bunching them all up, he completely loses all that time. He's like, right, I need to pit now, because then everybody else will be in the same exact position as me and I won't have that advantage. Danny Rick was the only driver to not pit during the safety car. And I've literally put here, the fuck?
Why?
Yeah. I think it's
this
total
is what
bad
I
strategy
don't
from
get.
the team.
Like if we're, I don't know shit, okay, compared to these people. So why the hell am I over here thinking like, why? But why didn't he? Like, surely there must be a reason. We just don't know. But I'm just like, the poor man is struggling. Just give him something.
Yeah.
At this point, help the man out.
Everyone else was on fresh tyres, so he was going to have to pit later on. That would completely mess up his timings. So I don't get the strategy behind that. I don't get it. So yeah, so that was the first safety car drama. But then, so they've just come out. Max is controlling the situation. He's like weaving. Okay, now let's go. And at the bottom of the grid, Fernando Alonso tries to speed up. They all go, this is our moment.
Okay.
Really aggressive pushing. Fernando Alonso locks up. So locking up, this happens when you've got too much force on the brakes, causing them to like stop. And go slower than the car is actually wanting to go. So the tyres like scrape along the floor and then you see like smoke. So Fernando Alonso locked up. This then caused like a domino effect of horrendousness.
Oh,
I don't know how to explain it. So Fernando locks up. Everybody else then starts braking, right? So you've got one person brakes, another person brakes. Daniel Ricciardo is, within this, forced to brake. Behind him, Lance Stroll does not brake and goes straight into the back of Daniel Ricciardo. And Daniel, literally, watch the video.
No.
Daniel's bum goes boom, boom. Yeah.
Is he out?
Yeah. Then Daniel is out.
Lance Stroll.
I want to have a word with
I
your
want to
mother.
have a bloody word with you. Why would you not brake?
I know. Well, so he said after the race, he was like, I cannot be blamed. It all happened in like 2 seconds.
Okay.
He
Nepo
did get
baby.
a 10-second penalty for it.
Yeah. Or Daniel, it wasn't even his fault.
No, so that really wasn't his fault.
What's
And
he said after?
No, afterwards he was like, yeah, that fully wasn't my fault. And then he was responding to
okay?
Lance, because Lance was saying, I cannot be penalised for that. Because I can't know what's going on ahead of me. But Daniel Ricciardo was like, we just come out of a safety car. It was like everybody was going to be pushing hard. You need to be aware of what's going on and you need to be vigilant.
You have to have...
Because everyone else was braking.
What do you mean you don't know what's going on in front of you? You're a Formula 1 driver. You should know what the hell is going around you. Sorry.
Absolutely
Don't
not.
annoy me anymore, Lance Stroll. Button it. And apologise to Daniel Ricciardo right now.
Says the Daniel Ricciardo Love podcast.
We love and hate.
I think within the same moments, Kevin Magnussen was also going real hard, pushed aggressively, touched Yuki Tsunoda,
Did he?
caused him to spin out.
Oh no, Kevin. What are you doing that for?
Yeah.
I love that he's an aggressive driver, and I said this before in the last podcast. We even made a TikTok about him being so aggressive, but don't be being so
Yuki.
reckless.
Yeah, he touched Yuki when causing him to spin out, and that it was really, really poor from Kevin actually.
Yeah.
Because he had no reason to do that. He came out from really wide, so he was like nowhere near Yuki. Yuki had given him plenty of space, and he still came in to touch Yuki. The catalyst was Alonso's locking up, and then everyone was all on top of each other at that moment, having just been bunched up anyway. So, but that caused Yuki to retire as well.
So both
times.
RBs out.
Yeah. So Daniel managed to last a little bit longer. The crash from Lance into the back of Daniel caused his diffuser to break. And I was like, I don't know what a diffuser is. But apparently, the diffuser is the most critical part for downforce. Downforce being like quite important for the aerodynamics of the car. What pushes down the car into the road so that it's more grippy and sticks to the road, right?
Okay.
Without the diffuser, he can be like swirling around, and it's only really important for the corners. Like on the straights, you don't want too much downforce because you want to be going as fast as possible. But on the corners, you need that downforce to help you go round, because without it, you could be going round and just go wheel off the thing. But you need that downforce to happen so that you can control that corner and go round.
Okay.
But that had been completely broken because, again, if you watch the video, Lance literally just went straight into the back of him. The diffuser is at the back of the car. That was broken. He had no grip. And then another safety car was called. So we just come out of another one, and then another one came back on. Sargent got a 10-second penalty for a safety car infringement at this moment. Kevin Magnussen and Lance Stroll then had a incredible little fight, but they were fighting for literal last place. I mean, minus everybody there at DNF. But it was like the most incredible, taking over, and then Kevin was trying to protect his spot in 16th, but then Lance was trying to overtake, and it was a constant little... Alonso went from 3rd place down to 12th, managed to save it up again and ended eventually in P7, but his strategy was completely messed up.
Really?
They basically put him on the softs, which is great for qualifying because they have the most grip, but they don't last very long. They had him on the soft tyres from the beginning for quite a long time, and everyone else was on hard tyres. That completely messed up his strategy. Everyone else was on hard. He had to pit again, slowed him down. Lewis had a bit of a revival story.
Okay.
He started,
because he started P18.
Yeah. Again, we thought this was another sad one for Lewis. after having a good sprint race. But no, he managed to end up in P9. He was in P8.
Yay! So he got in some points.
He got into the points.
I like that for him.
Yeah, bless. Our last set of 10-second penalties went to Daniel Ricciardo.
So he got a DNF and then he got some more points. Like, FIA, do you really want that boy to cry? Do you really want to give him a mental breakdown? Wait, for what?
So, because he overtook Nico Hulkenberg under safety car conditions again. He was like, yeah, I overtook him, but it's because he overtook me. But apparently he was allowed, like he was given the permission under
But then
rule
surely
55.1.
someone should have they should have said to Daniel, right, he has been allowed to overtake you. Well, no, surely first Daniel should have said,
what's going on?
that's, like, not allowed. And then someone should have said, no, they've let him do that.
Yeah, exactly.
But then instead he's just been like, oh, I'll then overtake him as well. Like, come on, Daniel.
I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so then he got a 10-second penalty for Miami because by this point, by the time they decided, he had retired, so they couldn't implement that punishment for this race.
Yeah.
Lando Norris gets driver of the day and finishes in P2.
Yay!
He was really, really doubting himself. And he put a bet on, I don't know if he actually really put a bet on, like, you know,
But just
a
insane.
figurative bet, saying that how far behind the Ferraris he would be. And the Ferraris were completely irrelevant in this race. It was Zhou's home race and he didn't do well enough to, like, you know, get a proper celebration. But they're really trying to up, you know, following in China. The tickets for the race were so cheap.
Isn't it the cheapest?
Yeah, 25 quid.
20 quid for general admission.
Which is nuts.
Yeah.
Seeing as, like, for Silverstone we're paying like 300 quid.
Yeah.
So they're really trying to, like, you know, up the support in China. So it being his first ever time racing at home. I think the first ever Chinese F1 driver. This was a big moment. So they put, you know how they have like first, second and third, a little space for them. They had like a little space like further back.
Did
just
they?
for Zhou. For him to get out of his car and wave at the grandstand.
Not.
Oh no.
Oh.
It was a really sweet
No,
moment.
that is so cute.
And he cried.
No. Did he?
He got out of the car and he was waving at
No,
everyone. And then he
no,
like
don't.
crouched down to the floor and was crying.
No.
Yeah, it
That
was
is
so
the
sweet.
cutest.
He said it was his dream from
No,
childhood, like watching
don't.
F1.
You need to stop now. Stop,
watching
because I'm
everyone
going to
driving
cry.
on that track.
No.
I know. What a cute moment.
Oh.
Honestly, what a G. So, the next race is in Miami, baby. We're going to be,
Woo.
like, celebrity spotting, I think, in that one. There's going to be tons.
Oh, that is going to be so fun.
Tons and
We're going to
tons.
have to do a TikTok on all the celebrities we see.
Yeah.
It's like when I saw Zac Efron, I was like freaking out.
So, yeah. That's my race
Thanks.
rundown.
That was good.
Act like I don't care what you did. I'm an Aston Martin.
And also, we don't want to get copyrighted. You only get 10
Oh,
seconds
yeah.
of free music.
10 seconds.
Yeah. Get your bag, girl, but you know what I mean.
Get your bag, girl. And today, we're going to do a game on birthdays.
Yeah.
Birthday cake.
The birthday cake game.
So we guess their birthdays. No,
The-
how old they are.
Yeah.
And play along in your brain if you want to, or
Yeah.
say it out loud. We don't judge. And hello for all our listeners in Thailand and other parts of the world. I do see you on Spotify. You can see geographically where some of the listeners are. And we have some
Yes.
people from Thailand.
We're worldwide, baby.
We are actually worldwide.
Thank you so much for
Mr.
listening.
Worldwide. So if you're actually listening from another country right now, comment. Let us know where you're listening from.
Okay, so the way that the game works is we're trying to guess the age of these different F1 drivers / personalities. F1 involved people.
Okay.
First up,
Okay.
Jess, how old do you think Toto Wolff is?
So I know he has a son who's quite young, but looks-wise, he looks a bit old. Too old to have a young son. No offence. So
He's
And
a
I have
silver
to give
fox
it,
for sure.
Yeah, 100%. So I have to give a specific age.
Yeah, you want to get within, shall we say, you want to get within, we need an even number, 6. 3 either end. Do you reckon?
Okay. I think Toto Wolff is 53.
Well done!
Did I get it right?
No, he's 52. But
What
well
the
done!
hell? Do you know what? I think I've got like when numbers come to me, I just like first number that comes to your brain, that's right. Do you know what I mean?
Really? No, that
I
was very
sensing it.
close.
I was sensing 53. How old is Susie Wolf?
Okay, I think Susie Wolf is a lot
I don't
younger.
know though.
Well, that's the whole point of the game. Well, I think she is a bit younger than Toto Wolff. They were both drivers at one point in their lives, but she also is now like managing, the Formula One Academy. So let's say if she was like a driver in the 90s and she was like within her 20s then, 42. Let's go 10 years between them. What? Spot on.
No.
Oh.
41.
Whoa!
What the hell is going on?
We're really good. How old is... Okay, you should know this one because we literally looked it up in the last episode. How old is Fernando Alonso?
We looked up in the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Did
Because you
we?
were like, he looks well old. Sorry, Fernando.
Oh, I know. 45. 47.
No.
46.
No.
44.
No, girls.
Okay.
Sorry.
Wait.
No, you're not even within the
49?
points.
What?
He's 42.
And what did I say?
You said 40.
I said
45.
45.
You said 45.
So I'm not far off, actually.
No, but that does not give you a point, I'm afraid.
Okay.
So we're on 1 all.
This one's a good one. How old is Michael Schumacher?
Good one. Damn, So his son, Mick Schumacher, is, I think, not far off me. Let's say, do we think he's younger than me or older than me? I want to say older because that would scare me if he's younger than me. I'm going to say that Mick Schumacher is like 27. My dad is in his 60s. Let's say that Michael Schumacher is 61.
Way off.
Well off!
Well off.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, that's not fair. I haven't seen him in ages.
No one's seen him.
Well off.
Okay, you're not well off, but you're off.
52.
No.
59.
No.
70.
What? No.
Okay, how old? No, I'm not going to get it.
He's 55.
Oh, shit.
Younger than I thought he would be.
Mm.
Definitely. I would have said about 59, 60. Just in my head.
I really
Anyway.
want to know how old Mick Schumacher is now.
Oh, he's 25.
Is he?
Yeah.
So he's my age?
Yeah.
How old is your baby, Daniel Ricciardo?
32.
34.
Right,
you're
I
within the
really
points.
thought I had that then.
No.
No, I remember he's 34 now.
But
I
that's
should
the
have
point.
thought about
That's
it.
the point. You've got it.
Okay, how many points have I got now?
2-1. Because I didn't get the last one and you didn't get the one before that.
Okay. How old? So if you don't know who it is, it's fine, but you will once I explain. How old is Will Buxton? He is the guy from Drive to Survive, the journalist, commentator guy. He does broadcasting for Formula One.
The guy that,
Everyone's like, he's like,
explains the most obvious
wait,
thing.
what's that TikTok where they say F1 is when they drive in a car? And they just because
Yeah.
he points out the most obvious.
Which
things.
it's funny. The TikToks are funny, but I appreciate you. What's his name? Will
Buxton.
Buxton.
We
I
love
actually
you
appreciate you because I need
you
that.
taught us the shit we need to know to
Yeah.
watch it. So anyway, but yeah, how old do you think he is?
Good
Will
one, good
Buxton.
one. You know what? He doesn't really look that old, but I think he's been on the scene. 40.
No, but you're in the points.
I'm in the points.
Yeah,
How old is he?
43.
Only just. How old is Helmut Marko?
Oh, okay, good one. Oh, okay. I could be well off here. No, I'm going to go a bit younger, actually. To me, he does look very old. Like, he looks about my granddad's age. My granddad's 83, 84, around that age. But he's definitely not that old, I don't think. But I don't know. So, I don't know if he's as old as my granddad. So, I'm going to say 79.
That's very good!
Is it?
Not correct,
Oh.
but you're within the points.
How old is he then?
80.
Okay.
He's
yeah, I was
old.
thinking,
Sorry.
is he in his, like, 80s?
So yeah, he's old.
But he's way too old to be working,
Well,
surely.
yeah, but age is but a number. If he's good, he's good.
How old is Zhou Guanyu?
Oh my god.
I thought we'll do him because it's been the Chinese Grand Prix.
No, you're so right. Okay. I think he's a little baby.
Do you?
I don't know.
No, guess. Whatever comes to your mind first.
I'm going to say 25. My age.
You're close.
Damn it.
24.
Damn it! I was really going to go for 24. But I'm in the
Yeah.
points.
You are in the points. So where does that leave us both in the score?
I think you win. I think that's
Win.
3-2.
I finally won something.
Well, thank you so much for playing, Jess.
That's okay. I like that game. We're going to do some more games as well because that was quite fun.
Give us any suggestions.
Yeah, definitely. But thanks for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode.
Yeah.
We're going to be back where we're talking
Miami.
about Miami's race.
Whoop, whoop.
Well, I hope everyone has a great week.
Yeah, great couple weeks.
Yeah, and see you next time. And thanks for listening or watching.
Yes.
If you're watching.
Bye.
Bye.